good morning and wish you all a very happy Republic Day. It was a proud moment to hoist the flag and feel proud to be an Indian. Let's just give a big round of applause for being an Indian for ourselves. Thank you. I would wish to tell you all a story. May I? Sure. I have a good friend of mine. His name is called Raghu. He is basically an IT professional, a coder, but he is very much interested in agriculture, plantation. He's off track. His house is in Indiranagar, ancestor property, a huge house in Indiranagar. In the backyard, there's a lot of place where he does a lot of experiments with plants. He gets 2 samplings of the same variety and plants it with a sufficient gap between each other. He also has one dog, Great Dane dog. So he's scared that the dog will go and harm the plant. So he puts a fence around the plant to protect it. And then the experiment starts. The first one. The first plant, he gives every day water, sufficient amount of manure. He puts pesticide. For those of you who understand urea, he puts urea. He does everything. And for the other plant, he wants it to grow in an organic way. So he puts minimum manure. Alternate days he puts minimum water. No pesticides, no urea, no chemicals. After a few months, he records his observation. He is very glad to see that the plant which he has taken care by generously trying to supply and provide has grown very big, looks very green, looks very healthy, looks very strong. The naturally grown one, the organically grown one, is alright, it's not bad, but it doesn't look that green, that strong, that tall. He continues his observation for a few more months. But unfortunately, it was a heavy rain in Bangalore. After a few months, it rained like cats and dogs whole night. It just rained and rained and rained. When he woke up, the first thing it struck to him was, what happened to my plants? So he rushed, opened his backyard, went near the plant. For his horror, the plant which he had taken care generously had got uprooted and had fallen like a log. And the organically grown plant surprisingly had survived. He was like, what? I took care of this plant so generously. Everything I gave, manure, water, pesticide, it did not stand and this survived? $1 million question. And then he understood. When he went on providing generously, the plant didn't have any need to struggle, to stretch its roots to go deep within in search of minerals and waters. So the roots were very shallow. Superficially it looked gorgeous, well grown, well built, nice. But on the contrary, the plant which actually struggled had to struggle to go deeper and deeper in search of minerals and water, and in the process it had got itself grounded very well. This story touched me because I could draw parallel to parenting. The child whom we love a lot, we over provide more clothes than they can wear, more toys than they can play, more gadgets than they can handle, more food than they can eat. If they are crying, we are there. If they're alone, we are there. We are just there all the time. Are we by any chance cheating them from the opportunity to struggle, to go deeper, to ground themselves and have a solid foundation? Are we somewhere cheating them in the name of being generous towards them? It leads to a very Important question. Yes, putting that fence was extremely important to protect from external things. Very important. So that the child is protected. But protection is very different from providing. Providing is all the more different from over-providing, overindulging. These days I see children with gadgets. Initially, I used to kind of like it. Nice, a child is using a smartphone. But today it hurts me. Even in the remotest villages, I see children of 1 year old who can't even talk, all the time seeing videos in their mobile. That reminds me of my childhood. When I was of tender age, I used to have a grandmother in my auntie's house in Kengeri. She was a huge lady, very fat and very fluffy. I remember going close to her, holding her arms and listening to stories day after days, evening after evenings. And when she used to tell stories, I used to imagine those characters. I used to direct those characters. They were my characters. She was narrating, but I was directing. I was picturizing. I was visualizing. I was choreographing. I was an active part in the storytelling. I was not a passive, just look at it, the screen passed by. No. I had work to do. It was my story at the end of the day. That was also my story. That's the reason I remember many stories till now. When I narrated you people's story now, you people saw the plant. It was your plant what you saw. You people saw the backyard. You people felt the rain. You were an active participant in the whole storytelling. Somewhere down the lane with age, we are losing out this concept of storytelling. Videos in the name of YouTube, TV, Hotstar is bombarding us. It's sad because it is making viewer passive, inactive, lazy, not participating in the whole activity what's happening. In fact, I would appreciate if you really can't tell a story, if you really think you don't have time, if you're really incapable of orating, at least play an audio story so that someone else will do your job, which is available in plenty on net, so the children are active in the storytelling. They just don't sit down and watch passively. It is alarming, it is dangerous. To revive this storytelling, especially our country, is the land of stories. Our history, we believe that moral can only go from one generation to other in the form of stories. That's why the great epics of Ramayana, Mahabharata, Panchatantra are so famous in our country. We are very famous in stories. In fact, women will not better. They have a lot of stories to make every day about their neighbors and mother-in-laws and colleagues and whatnot. It's a basic need. Men have stories to hear or make out of the traffic or technology or politics. We have a basic need of telling, creating and listening to stories all the time. As much as we need food, water, shelter, we need stories to survive. So much so that even when we sleep, our mind will wake up to tell stories to itself all through the night. And to revive these stories, our M3 children have given life for 4 stories of Panchatantra, beautifully knit and well presented to you all. Children of age 5.5 are presenting 4 stories from Panchatantra on friendship. I wish, I hope, I believe you shall enjoy it. Thank you.